In this section, we're going to be talking about valleys. Now you can see on the model, we've got our roof all run out, we've got the panels on all the way up to where the next piece is going to have to be cut to fit into the valley. To flash the valleys, I always use this type of W valley flashing, and it's called a W because it kind of looks like a W if you look at it from the side. It's got this nice thick rib in the middle, and it's got hems on either side. The rib in the middle is really good for a couple reasons. One, it's good to help make your measurement off of for cutting your panels, and it's also good because it really stiffens this panel up a lot. It also helps direct water down. So you've got water coming down your roof, it's going to hit this rib in the middle and it's going to send it down versus kind of ricocheting back up and possibly up under the panels on the other side. This hem along both edges is really important because it's going to help prevent any water that does ride up the valley flashing under the panel from going over and leaking in your roof. This hem helps catch the water and direct it down and off your roof. All right, so I've got my piece of W valley flashing all cut and ready to install. I want to make a couple really important points here. First of all,
hey everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit subscribe so you can be a part of my channel. You can watch all my videos that cover complete stages of both shingle and metal roofing. There's tons more content coming out soon about all aspects of roofing, including skylights and trim and sheds and whatever you're interested in.
When you measure and cut your piece, make sure that the edge of the valley flashing is going to have the same reveal as the panel length. In this case, we're doing all our panels at 1.5 inches, so I cut this piece so that this edge outside here comes over the edge of the roof 1.5 inches. In the middle, because the roof kind of comes back here, this part is going to overhang the roof a lot more. A lot of times people measure the reveal on the middle part of the valley and leave this short. If you run this short, you have the potential for water not running completely off the roof and running on the trim or behind the trim. So make sure that all pieces of the valley extend 1.5 inches off the roof. Now, the second and most important tip for you is on how I like to attach my valley flashings to the roof. Now, I'm going to show you more about this when we actually cut and put the panel in. But when we're installing the valley, we're going to be very careful not to put too many holes in the flashing itself that will allow water to go in. Now, there's a couple ways to do this. I think the easiest way that I'm going to show you how to do it is to use one of our gasketed screws and put them through the valley flashing right up here along the edges. Remember, we've got our double run of boards under here so that it's well supported and there's a board underneath the entire valley flashing. All right, so we've got our valley flashing installed. We're ready to go. We got screws every 1.5 feet, 2 feet up the side to hold the flashing in up by the edge. And I've made a mark and snapped a line on either side of this little W bend in the middle. Now, important point here is that you want your panels to end a couple inches from the middle of the valley. A lot of people want to run their panels all the way in and butt real tight up against this, but I don't recommend doing that because it's really easy for debris like leaves to get caught in between the panels if you run them too close. It's good to leave a couple inches wide so that water and leaves and debris have plenty of areas to collect and then wash off your roof. We've got these lines snapped. We're going to use those to make our measurements and cut the panels before we install them. To be honest, cutting your panels so that they exactly match the line you snap in the valley and every one of them is perfectly the same is not something that's absolutely essential to keeping your roof in the dry. It is an important step, however, if you want your roof to have a nice, clean, professional look when you're done. Over the years, I've tried a variety of methods to calculate and cut the right angle on the valley. I've got a couple expensive specialty tools in my shop that I bought to help me measure and cut these lines. In the end though, I found a very simple way that's the easiest, quickest, and most accurate way to measure and cut your valley so that it's straight every time. And it's very simple. All I do is cut my panel so that it's close to the line. I don't want it too short, but I cut it so it's a little bit longer. And what we're going to do is take that panel with the rough cut on it, lay it down in place, Then we're going to snap another line on the cut edge of that panel that's exactly matching this line that we've snapped here that's 2 inches from the center of the valley. After we've snapped that line, I can cut the panel with confidence knowing that when I put it back in here, that cut edge of the panel is going to line up perfectly along this line. All right, I got my piece cut. I've checked that the angle that I cut is right on my line. I'm ready to screw this panel down. We're going to screw it down with the same pattern that we used on the other panels, but here's an essential point. You don't want to put any screws through this panel that are going to go through the valley flashing. You're going to need to keep in mind how wide your valley flashing is and make sure to keep your screws on the outside of the valley flashing. This is going to prevent any water that might get up under this panel in the valley flashing from leaking in the hole created by that screw that you put through the panel. This is a mistake that I've seen a lot of people make over the years and had to fix a lot of leaks from those screws that went through the valley flashing. Figure out where the edge of your valley flashing is. You can snap a line on it or make a little mark on your panel if you need to. And then go ahead and put a screw through your panel into the board below it, right along the edge of that valley flashing, leaving this section of the panel with no screws in it. And those are the basics for installing valley flashings in your metal roof.
If you'd like the complete series for yourself on how to do shingle or metal roofing, you can go to my website, RoofingIntelligence.com, and there you can get a membership to either stream or you can get a DVD in the mail that'll show you how to do all the steps for either of those types of roofing. Enjoy this video. Thanks so much for watching.